Welcome guys, welcome to the second video. So this video I'll be explaining to you guys how to be happy. So in the previous video guys, I explained to you guys you will be needing a journal. So you will document the process. So for me, I've had a journal, I've lost it, so I haven't had one in a while, so I just keep everything mentally recorded. And I'll show you in the video also how to improve your memory, and also you can improve anything you want with just your mind. So for me personally, just to give you a brief history, I found happiness back in 2019 to 2021 a year. This is where I had nothing, guys. I started from nothing, and that's what actually led me to find true happiness. So that's why I'm going to be explaining to you guys, you don't need to have anything to be happy. All you need is your mind, because everything is mental, everything is psychological. So your mind controls everything. So your mind controls your reality. You can change your life just by your thoughts. So for me, I found happiness when I was pretty much living in Florida, and that period, guys, I was at the very bottom, but mentally I already knew where I wanted to go. So I had a goal, I had a plan, I had a vision. So this is why I mentioned it's important to decide the lifestyle you want to live. That will be the key in how we move forward, how you accomplish anything you want. So for you to be happy, guys, you don't need anything outside of yourself, outside of you, your mind, because everything is mental. So you create your happiness. Having a lot of money, I've had a lot of money, I've been poor, I've been broke, you can name it, guys. I've been there, I've experienced it. So you don't need anything outside of the basic necessities to be happy. So for instance, once you have the basic needs, that's all you really need to be happy. So if you have a roof over your head, that's the most basic necessities, is shelter. Once you have shelter and you have food, which is the second most important, your happiness level jumps to 90%. So there's only 10% left. You can be even more happier, is through physical freedom. So you would like to be able to travel, have personal freedom where you can move to wherever you want to be at any moment in time, so you're not restricted. So that's the other 10% of happiness. So once you have the basic needs, guys, you will attain a 90% level of happiness. The rest is just mental. The reason why you are stressed, the reason why you have anxiety, and the reason why you may be in doubt, you may be fearful, all the negative thoughts, is because of you're not controlling your thoughts. So once you decide to control your thoughts, and this is where you can be as happy as you want, because the reason why you're experiencing those low energies is because you are constantly thinking either in the past or in the future. So most likely it's going to be in the past. So if you focus too much on the past, then you keep reliving that moment. Most of the time, the moments and memories are negative, or they're not as pleasant. So that's the reason why you have anxiety and you have fear, doubts, is because you keep thinking in the past. So if you just stop thinking in the past, stop reliving the past, then that's the first key to attaining happiness. So you're just living in the moment. You constantly living in the moment by moment by moment. But it doesn't mean you're forgetting your future and your goals. You still have aspirations, you still have goals, and you have a plan to get there. So you just live in the moment. You constantly creating the new future, and this is how you're able to change every circumstances you may have in any situation that you may in. So after you've attained shelter and food, everything else doesn't really add more to your happiness, because we will also be covering how a lot of people became very wealthy, and the money doesn't make them feel happy because they've already had the basic needs met, and it was just maybe just a little 10% more that they needed, which was the finance to attain 100% happiness. The rest is just mental. So for me, I was focusing on living in the moment back in 2019, and this is what led me to just stop reliving the past and constantly living in the present moment, because that's really where life exists, right? If you're in this present moment, the past doesn't matter, the future doesn't matter, because it's not an experience yet. So the past is just a memory and the future is a vision. So by you focusing solely and be conscious, that's another thing we'll be covering, conscious and awareness. So when you become conscious and you're aware, you're living constantly in the moment, and you are living the day, you are living life, because most people don't live life, they live in the past or in the future, which doesn't exist. So this is what steals their happiness away. So if you're constantly living, take for a perfect example, take a child. A child doesn't really think about the past, or does the child thinks about the future? Perfect is a child or a toddler. So if you observe a child has all the level of happiness it needs. In the same way, you can be just as happy as a child, because the reason why the child is happy, he's not worried. So for you not to worry, you have to forget living in the past. I don't say forget the past, just don't constantly think about it. You can think about it sometimes, but whenever you think about it, only think of good thoughts. So that will also improve as well. So I've studied psychology during that time, so I'm going to be helping you guys with anything psychological, where you just use your mind to heal, to bring anything you want in your life. And I will be explaining to you guys how your mind can heal your physical body as well. So for you to be happy, guys, all you need is your mind and yourself, and it's all a mindset. That's all it is. So once you decide, so you can, in this present moment, if you're watching this, you can just decide to be happy or sad or any other emotions you can think of. So it's all a decision. Happiness is all a decision. So you have to make the decision to be happy, and that's it. And once you make that decision, then you stop living in the past. You stop reliving those memories. That's what's constantly making you unhappy. And another reason why you constantly may be unhappy is because you're thinking in the future. And because you're thinking of the future, there may be a lot of doubts how your life will be. So that creates anxiety and stress and worry. So if you don't live in the past, you don't live in the future, you only live in the moment, that's how you find true happiness, and you become happy. So I'm going to be covering many more videos on this topic as far as happiness on this channel, because I know it takes some time to understand the process and to start putting things into practice. So the analogy of the child is, if you observe the child is always happy. So this is how you can learn from children as well. They are carefree. That's the word here. They are carefree. They don't have any care. So that means the mind is free to express itself and to live in the moment. So when you're not constantly living in the past or in the future, you become more aware of your surrounding in the present moment, and this is how you see the beautiful sides of life. You start to analyze everything, observe everything, and experience everything. So most people don't really live the present moment. They are constantly living the past and the future. But I'm not just going to say those things. I'm going to be teaching you how to do it as well. So not just say, hey, do this, do this. But I know sometimes it's very difficult when someone just tells you something, tell you to do something. Most people won't understand how to begin anyway. So I'll be explaining to you guys step by step on how to accomplish that as well. So I'll try not to keep these videos long, guys. So I'll see you in the next video, and don't forget to subscribe for future, you don't miss out future videos.